The team isolated impacted systems while their investigation took place. And when we place isolation on these systems, it allows us to maintain connectivity to those endpoints while denying the attacker access. Normally, we would not isolate so many hosts at once, but in this case, it was warranted because the adversary had elevated credentials in the network and was operating from a system where we did not have control over it. Since it was about 3 a.m. local time for the customer, we had to take action until someone could physically get on site and remove the attacker's access.
During the threat hunt, multiple customers were identified with critical Fortinet issues. However, they had not been impacted in a significant manner. These customers were contacted to ensure that the affected devices were remediated in accordance with Fortinet security bulletins. However, just a few weeks later, we detected the same ransomware activity from the same threat actor within another customer environment, and we knew exactly what to look for because we've seen it before.
The team was able to disable BitLocker encryption across that subset of 250 hosts. The team also provided the customer with an accounting of activity and hosts that were impacted. We also engaged with our incident response team to assist with remediation actions throughout the evening. We ended up pushing several new pieces of detection content to the rest of our customers that stemmed from what we learned coming out of this event.
When you see tools with legitimate uses, you have to assess various factors. The method of deployment, so is it a common deployment tool or is it a frequently abused protocol such as WMI, RDP, or SMB? You have to account for the time of the day for the specific location, for example the time zone that the customer is in, the day of the week, the naming of the accounts or systems involved, and historical prevalence of a given tool. For example, have we observed it being used in the environment before, or is this a new activity? You also need to determine if any potentially related detections or investigations have occurred within the last several hours or days that may be linked to malicious use of the utility. With a SOC and true threat investigation, it is easy for a help desk to see something like BitLocker and deem it to be a non-malicious use of a valid tool.
So the use of living off the land techniques is a particular favorite among adversaries because they can abuse tools and programs that already exist on a system for their benefit. So that makes it hard to detect from a file signature perspective. So we need to look for the behavior or use of the tool. Even then, writing a detection that would 100% identify malicious use of a legitimate tool can be difficult. In certain cases, a trained analyst is needed to confirm that activity is suspicious. Sometimes these behaviors can be baked directly into the detection content that we build. In other cases, a trained analyst is needed to classify the activity and then take appropriate actions.